Hello and welcome to this edition of On the Scene. I'm your host Frank Poulin, and today we have a full show for you that's going to include Suffolk Garden Tour, the Great American Cleanup, and the Suffolk Wine Festival. So definitely stay tuned. You're not going to want to miss these events, and you're certainly going to want to start now to get your tickets. Welcome back to On the Scene. I'm here now with Susan Rawls of the Nansemond River Garden Club and co-chair of the Suffolk Garden Tour. Susan, thanks for joining me.
Oh, glad to be here with you.
Now let's talk a little bit about how this whole event got started.
Well, the Garden Clubs of Virginia, back in 1929, decided they wanted to restore a garden, a historic garden. I believe it was in Fredericksburg. And the garden club there decided, let's have a garden tour in homes to raise money to restore this garden.
Okay.
So that is how it started, and it has been going ever since 1929.
Okay.
And it is across the entire state.
Is it really?
And we are also known across the United States as the largest open house in the United States.
That's awesome.
So I think that's kind of a good plug for the state of Virginia.
Absolutely
that we have
is.
that. Absolutely.
And now, so the overarching is the Suffolk Garden Week, or the Garden Week, the Virginia.
Actually, the Historic Garden Tour week begins April the 18th and goes through the 25th.
Okay, so each individual locality kind of has their own
day or a couple of days that they have homes open for the garden tour.
That's awesome.
Yes,
and it's throughout the entire state of
It
Virginia.
is throughout the entire state of Virginia.
To kind of preserve spaces and...
What we do is we use the money to restore and preserve our state gardens.
Okay.
In the area. And we also now have become partners with the Virginia State Parks and the Virginia Association for Parks.
Okay.
GCV has now become partners with them to just enhance the state parks so that when visitors go there, there is something there for the children to learn, not only just to visit the park, but to understand how to preserve our environment, how to keep our environment clean and going. And so we have become a huge partner of that
effort
correct.
Throughout the state. That's
right.
And so now Suffolk in particular has a garden tour, and that happens one day, correct?
That happens one day, and that is on April the 18th, the Saturday, April the 18th. And it is from 10 to 5, and we are actually holding our tour in the riverfront section of Harborview.
Oh.
And this is our poster that shows the dates, the time, the location, and we are also with two other garden clubs.
Oh, you really? Okay.
Yes, we are. Nansemond River Garden Club, which I am a part of, the Elizabeth River Garden Club, and the Franklin Garden Club.
Okay.
And actually, we're the only three clubs in the state of Virginia that have pulled our resources together to have this tour. So next year the tour will be in Franklin. Okay. And the year after that will be in Portsmouth. Okay. And then it'll be back in Suffolk.
Oh, that's excellent.
It is. It really is. It broadens our...
So do people have to buy tickets in advance, or how?
Yes, they do. Well, they don't have to.
Okay.
But if you buy tickets in advance, they're $30. If you buy on the day, they are $35.
Okay.
And we have several locations where you can buy these tickets. You can go on the visit SuffolkVirginia.com website, and you can see where all of our locations are to buy tickets. Definitely here at the Suffolk Visitor Center, you can buy tickets here. And they are also on sale in Portsmouth and in Franklin as well.
Okay, and people tour gardens, or what does the tour entail, I guess?
A lot of the yards are gardens, and you tour them, but you also go into the homes.
Oh, really?
And the garden clubs, the ladies do these magnificent arrangements.
Like this one here?
Exactly, just like this one, throughout the homes to enhance the rooms.
Okay.
And a lot of people go just to see the arrangements because they're absolutely beautiful, as well as the homes. And we certainly are grateful to the homeowners for letting the public come in.
So these are all private homes that have just
homes. Yes,
opened up their doors to the public.
They open up their doors, and we're so grateful that they do that.
That's excellent.
Yep, absolutely.
And so how many people generally attend these garden tours?
Well, we are hoping this year that we will sell about 450 tickets.
Oh, wow.
But anywhere between 250 to 400, 500 people we usually have come through. It depends on where the tour is and the interest in.
Absolutely. I know this is a statewide effort, but Suffolk is a part of it.
Right.
So there are there are other itineraries outside Suffolk as well, or?
You mean as far as the activities that are going on for our tour?
Well, as far as Garden Week in general.
Oh, well, I mean, every city or county that is holding this tour, they have their own activities that are going on. I mean, like all of the historical museums or parks, merchants, whatever, they have things going on in their cities that enhance their tours.
And of course, your tour in Suffolk is in such a great area that you can make a whole day out of it.
And you can. You sure, because you're close to Williamsburg, Virginia Beach. You know,
there's some great restaurants.
Wonderful. Smithfield. I mean, you're just close. Restaurants, merchants. We've got everything. And that is publicized so that people know what's in our area to do, and especially to stay in hotels and
so you can plan kind of a whole weekend around the event.
You could. There are people that want to buy tickets for the entire week.
Okay.
So they can go to all the locations if they would like, and people do that. They plan a vacation and take the whole week and tour Virginia.
Oh, wow.
And to get those tickets, you can go to virginiagardenweek.org.
Okay.
And you can buy the tickets for the whole state, or you can buy just for the location you want to visit. Yes.
And now with the Suffolk Garden Tour, are there other special activities that are happening on the day of?
Oh, there definitely are.
Okay.
We have some wonderful activities lined up for our tour. First of all, we do have 5 homes on our tour. We did have 6, but Old Man Winter was really hard on one of our homes, and they had to pull out. And so we have 5 homes now, but we also have a headquarters, which is as you go into Riverfront, where the swim club and the golf club is, you will be our headquarters. And we have Lisa Ziegler from Newport News, and she is an expert flower farmer. Actually, her place is called the Gardener's Workshop. She will be there doing workshops on how you can start a flower garden and to grow. And she sells all the supplies you need for gardening, and she's written a couple of books, and they will also be on sale.
Oh, wow.
Also at the headquarters, we have the Suffolk River Heritage Incorporation, which is, there we will be discussing the history of that whole area. Because, I mean, the river, I mean, it was a great marketplace, you know, where the ships came in, and so they can tell a whole history of that area, of northern Suffolk and Churchland area, and they also have books that will be for sale. McDonald's Garden Center and Suffolk Master Gardeners will also be there to answer questions on just gardening, just any kind of gardening, vegetable gardening, flower gardening, taking care of your yard, all kinds of questions you have. They're there to supply some answers for that. And also, just for fun, we're going to have an antique car display.
Oh, very nice.
Which I think will be fun for people to go and see, and hopefully the men will come and enjoy that also, because we would love to have the men show up, and I think it's good to see how people do their yards.
Absolutely,
you know, it helps you and makes you go home and say, oh, I need to do this. But other activities that we have going on, at one of the homes, we have refreshments and live music that will be going on the outside in their backyard, which is next to the marsh. And also we're going to have plein air artists at several of the homes. And that's where artists sit and they paint what they see around them. And so they will be out in some of the people's yards and painting for that day, which I think will be very nice and fun to watch. And also we have the Nansemond River Preservation Alliance. And they will also be at one of the homes from 10 to 5. They will be giving out information and doing demonstrations to encourage the environmental stewardship of the Nansemond River and the wetlands around. And they're a very strong organization that we felt needed to be there and to talk because we're on the river.
Absolutely. Oh, well, that is sounds like a full day plan for the Suffolk Garden Tour.
We are really excited about it. We feel like that it'll be a good day. Hopefully, no rain.
Yes, absolutely. Plenty of sunshine.
Plenty of sunshine. It is not a walking tour. Now, some people have walking tours. You will go to the headquarters and check in. If you already have a ticket, you don't have to check in there, but you're going to miss out on the activities that are there at the headquarters, and also pick up a map of our tour, how to go from house to house. But there's plenty of parking. There's not any problems with parking and getting into the homes.
Well, it sounds like a great day planned. Thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely. Enjoyed it.
And thank you for joining us, and definitely go get your tickets for the Suffolk Garden Tour. We'll be right back. Welcome back to On the Scene. We're here now with Lacey Nixon, Suffolk Litter Control Coordinator. Lacey, thanks for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
Now we're here today to talk about the Great American Cleanup, right?
Yeah.
And kind of go over the event, where it's held, what it is, and kind of why we do it.
Yeah, so the Great American Cleanup is kind of a community initiative.
Okay.
And so the purpose of it is to get communities all across America to take pride in their community where they stay.
Yeah.
So there's 3 aspects to it. It's beautification,
Okay.
it's litter control and litter prevention, and recycling.
Oh, great.
So Hampton Roads has been participating in it for a few years now, and Suffolk specifically is having an event on April 18th
Good.
on
Okay.
a Saturday.
Yeah.
And it's at the Lowe's on Main Street. And so basically what we're doing is we're having a recycling drive and a tire amnesty day.
Oh, great.
Yeah.
And so people can bring, I guess, I know me, I probably should schedule to clean up my house a lot more than I do.
Yeah.
But this is kind of a great time for people to look through their house, their homes, and kind of take a lump sum of stuff to the recycling point so they can get it out of the way, correct?
Yeah, basically it's a great time because it happens every spring and the whole spring cleaning idea. So it's a great time to declutter your house. We're taking tires, personal tires. We're not taking any commercial tires or anything like that. We're also taking electronics. So
Oh, really?
yeah, and household goods. So I know I have an old coffee pot I need to turn in. So Goodwill is also taking used clothes, so clothes that you may want to throw away. We're going to have paper shredding there, so maybe sensitive documents that you've had stored for a while that you don't need anymore. We're also going to be taking aluminum cans, cardboard boxes, plastics, just about anything you can think about recycling.
Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
exactly.
And a lot of people think of recycling as, you know, just styrofoam cups, plastic cups, aluminum cans. But like you said, tires and electronics. I know I've got so many, you know, old electronics just sitting around my house that I don't use anymore that just sit collecting dust, and no one really knows what to do with them.
Exactly.
Because they don't want to throw them out, but so this is a great time to kind of recycle them.
Yeah, because you know it's bad to throw it out. You know you probably shouldn't put it in your regular trash can.
Absolutely.
One of the big things that we recycle are batteries, and we actually do batteries all year round.
Okay.
We're also doing batteries on that day as well. And so batteries they're kind of...
Should you not usually throw batteries in the trash?
Yeah, you should not throw batteries in the trash. They have corrosive material in it, like the battery acid, and they also have metals and plastics that can be recycled and made into new batteries.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so definitely turn your batteries in, bring them in. I know I collect mine all year round.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I know I see a lot of people, you know, undo it, chuck it in the trash. Can't say I've ever done it.
Of course not.
But it does happen. So it's good to know that you should kind of store your batteries and then just bring them kind of in a lump sum to an event like this.
Exactly. And we're hoping that it's a convenient location for a lot of people to get to.
It's at the Lowe's parking lot. Right?
It's at the Lowe's parking lot. It's pretty easy to see when you're driving up Main Street. And another thing with the Great American Cleanup is Parks and Rec is doing a Global Youth Services Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's also something that we encourage a lot of people to volunteer for. So the idea behind that is to get groups together to find a spot that they feel like needs beautification or litter control, and to get them together. And that
that's
day,
excellent.
yeah, and so that day they'll clean up that place. They'll plant different plants if they think that a place needs that. They'll paint park benches and things like that. So it's all in an effort to try to beautify Suffolk.
That's a really nice idea because it gets the youth started at a younger level. So this is right here they can have kind of, because I know some big buzzwords are lifetime of learning.
Yeah.
So it gets them started young so they know that they should recycle and that they should be part of helping the environment, because obviously there's so much, you know, waste, and what we can do now to help, you know, create a better earth for the Great American Cleanup, Earth Day, stuff like that, is, you know, vital to just the health of the planet.
Exactly. One of the things we try to do is promote social behavior and to promote people, like you said, starting young at a young age. And even if sometimes it's hard for people to conceptualize saving the earth or saving the world, that's why we like to focus on Suffolk. If you can just save your little community or declutter your house or paint a park bench in a park you go to all the time, you're still contributing to the overall environment.
Absolutely. A lot of people don't realize that small things can compound and lead into big things.
Exactly.
Because you're right. A lot of times you think about saving the planet as this abstract idea, and you're like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah,
I can't do
exactly.
that, you know? But to start small and just do something like this event or the Youth Services Day.
Yeah, exactly.
So do we generally get a lot of people involved in this? Do a lot of people come out to these events?
Yeah, so for Global Youth Services Day, they usually get a lot of groups coming out. We're also trying to recruit volunteers for the Great American Cleanup.
Oh, really?
Because
Okay.
tires are pretty heavy. So moving them across the parking lot and moving them where they need to be can sometimes be a little bit of a challenge.
Yeah.
So we're also looking for volunteers to help out with that.
Okay.
Another thing people can do for the Great American Cleanup is if they have a spot that they want to adopt, or they're already part of an Adopt a Spot program, they can clean up around their house, they can clean up a highway or a street, and the litter control office is definitely okay with giving out safety vests and litter grabbers to help with that initiative.
Okay, that's excellent to know. All right, and how can people get into contact, kind of volunteer if they need to, or do you want people to sign up in advance or the day of?
Yeah, so we ask people to sign up at least a week in advance just so we can kind of allocate the materials appropriately.
Yeah.
But 3 or 4 days is also okay. And people can contact me either at my phone, which is 757-514-7604, or my email, which is anixson@suffolkva.us.
Okay, great. And now, is this the only time of year people get the option to do something like this, or do you run events throughout the year?
Yeah, we do run events throughout the year. We have another recycling drive, Entire Amnesty Day, coming up. It's not directly associated with the Great American Cleanup, but it's still a recycling drive.
Yeah.
And that's September 12th. It's also a Saturday, and it's also going to be at the Lowe's parking lot.
Oh, great.
So as that gets closer, we'll also advertise for that.
So people can start thinking now about, especially if they can't attend or they can't get the big bulk items, now there's always time throughout the year that we run events to make sure it happens.
Exactly. And like I say, we recycle batteries all throughout the year. They can turn it in to the Public Works office in the new City Hall
Oh, so they don't have to
building.
wait for this. They can...
Exactly. They don't have to wait. Yeah.
Well, I'll start saving my batteries then. So I
Please
can get them
do.
over
Do not
there.
throw away your batteries.
But the Global Youth Day, the services event, I think that's an awesome piece to this.
Yeah. It is an awesome piece just because it gets kids involved and it gets them kind of excited about it because they take pride in their community and they take pride in what they're doing.
Yeah.
And we have ideas that we can set up for the kids if they can't think of anything, but the idea behind it is that they think of a spot or they think of a place that they want to help out
that needs
with.
kind of rehabilitation. And it's not, an all-day thing. They're not doing hard labor or anything like that.
Definitely not.
They should think of it as, cleaning stuff up, cleaning trash off the streets and just trying to beautify a space, a green space.
And it has a direct effect on the people that live there, the people that work there, and the people that hang out there.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, when you go to a park, you want to see a beautiful park.
Absolutely.
You don't want to see it littered with cigarette butts and empty containers and things like that.
Walk on a trail, you want it to be nice. This way here you're in a good frame of mind because you use parks and trails to get kind of away from, the stresses of your daily grind.
Exactly.
So you want the space to look nice.
Exactly.
And this is definitely an opportunity for everyone across Suffolk to really help out the community and make Suffolk just a really great green place to live.
Yeah, and that's really what we're focusing on. We can be a litter-free community if we really try and we really work towards it, and everyone just has to contribute. And like I said, we're focusing on our little piece of the world, not the entire earth, just our little community for now.
Well, great. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, no problem.
And definitely make sure you get out to the Great American Cleanup. Thanks. We'll be right back. Hello and welcome back to On the Scene. I'm your host, Frank Poulin, and we're joined now with Teresa Mullins, Suffolk businesswoman, Executive Director of the Suffolk Wine Festival, and owner of Riverstone Chop House and Vintage Tavern.
Thank you for having us.
And Emily Brewer. She's also a Suffolk businesswoman member and owner of Reaction Point Marketing. Thank you very much. Excellent. Now, we're here today to talk about the Suffolk Wine Festival. This event sounds so exciting. How exactly did it come about?
Well, actually, a group of women, we were, doing a social network in 2011, and that's how Suffolk Businesswomen came about. And it was initially for business networking, and we turned into a nonprofit just over a year ago. We have our 501c3 status, and amongst all of us, we have so many diverse backgrounds that being able to pull up and execute a wine fest was such a no-brainer.
Okay.
And we knew there was a need in the community.
Well, very good. And now, this wine festival is, of course, to enjoy some great wine, some great food, but it's also to give back to the community,
Yes,
correct?
absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, we have 4 distinct charities that we're working with.
Okay.
I'm sure everybody knows the Rotary, the downtown and the North Suffolk Rotary are one of our partners who will be assisting us. Also, the Make-A-Wish Foundation, the
great.
Suffolk Businesswomen's Scholarship Program, and also the Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts Camp Program Fund.
Oh, goodness, that's excellent. And
Some good choices.
Some very good choices. And so, babe, where can someone get a ticket if they're interested in coming to the festival? Because I'm sure there's going to be a lot of interest for this festival.
Oh, there has been already. Yeah.
Well, tickets actually are on sale right now,
Okay.
SuffolkWinefest.com. Or we actually have several participating businesses, include Riverstone is one of them, Vintage Tavern and Bon Vivant, which are both on Route 17 and Governor's
Okay.
Point. We have Title Quest and our friends at Suffolk Visitors Center downtown.
Oh, excellent.
Yes.
Now, where will the wine festival be held?
Well, we've been very lucky, and the Tidewater Community College Real Estate Foundation has allowed us to use the property right here at the end of College Drive, where
wow.
the former campus was. So it's a beautiful site, sits right on the James River.
Oh, that's gonna be
and
gorgeous.
we have plenty of room for spreading out and lots of room for free parking. So we're real excited
So it's
about
basically
that.
a huge venue.
Right here in Harborview.
Okay, and now what's going to be offered on site the day of? If I'm certainly new to coming to the wine festival, what can I expect?
Well, actually, one of the things I'll start with
Sure.
is the fun thing is entertainment. We're going to have entertainment on 2 stages at the wine festival. We will have 10 spot on the main stage.
Okay.
We'll also, in our beer garden, which I'm going to let Teresa talk about in a second, we're going to be featuring Win Winslow and Brian Stoll, her very awesome local favorites
Okay,
with their music
yeah.
that will also be in the beer garden.
That's awesome.
Yeah, Don Hamlet is going to
Oh,
be
and
joining. Wynn
yes.
has got Don Hamlet joining
Oh,
him
wow.
too. So we'll have 3 entertainers.
So will they be going all day, kind of, or
Yes,
the
they will.
full
Yes,
event?
they'll-
And now you mentioned kind of the beer garden. Do you want to elaborate on that, or?
Yes, we actually have a beer garden set up for tastings of some of our local beers,
Okay.
the craft beers that have become so popular. We have over 80 craft breweries in the state of Virginia now,
wow.
and more are growing every day. So we're real excited to be presenting them. The craft beers are basically small, independently owned companies,
Yes.
and they practice traditional brewing methods. So the beer garden is going to be an excellent spot.
Okay.
Adjacent to that, we'll have a separate section set up for the wineries.
Okay, great. So will there be, so you'll have a separate section for the beer garden, one for the wine festival, and will there be other vendors on site, or?
There will. We'll have food vendors. We're going to have an artist corner.
Okay.
So a lot of local artists will be there, set up, and
Okay,
you
great.
can kind of browse around while you're sipping on your wine
There's
or
gonna be a
your
whole bunch
beer.
to do.
There's going to be a lot to do. A lot to do.
And what type of wines will kind of be featured? Because I know we talked about the beer garden, local beers. Is it local wines?
All the wines that we are going to be having will be mostly from Virginia.
Okay.
Virginia is our feature. We have them from the Shenandoah Valley and the Blue Ridge. We're bringing in wine from Northern Neck
Okay.
and the Eastern Shore, Lake
Because a lot of people
Gaston
don't
area.
realize that-
They don't.
yeah, Virginia
There's
has
over
a lot of wine.
250 wineries
Oh, I didn't
in
even
the
know
state
that.
of
Wow, okay.
Virginia. Yes. We're going to have a little extra special treat with the wine. Suffolk has a sister city in Italy,
Okay.
Oderzo, and in honor of that, we are going to bring in a couple Italian wines to taste,
Oh,
and
excellent.
all the wines and beers will be available for tasting and for sale. You
Okay.
can buy glasses or bottles for on-site. You can also buy the bottles of wine to take home with you. You try something you like,
You can
buy it and
purchase
take it
right
home.
there and head home and continue to enjoy. Right?
And one of the unique pieces about the Suffolk Wine Fest is that we are doing it for charity, which
Yes.
is important, but also we're going to have some things that some of the other wine fests may not have.
Okay.
We will have free parking, which is such a blessing.
Yes.
Um,
Normally you see the sign for
and-
$5.
Yes, yeah. And also we are actually going to allow blankets and folding chairs on site.
Oh, wow.
So if people would like to come in and set out a blanket and of course go into our cheese board tent and pick up some cheeses to pair with our wine.
That sounds great.
We're going to have that opportunity
Yes,
as well.
yes. The cheese is, I think, a unique touch.
Yeah, absolutely. So it'll almost, it sounds like, be kind of a picnic atmosphere where you can kind of browse the wines, browse the beers, sample, taste, buy it if you like it,
Absolutely.
and all the while you have entertainment going.
Have entertainment going on, absolutely.
Is there anything else you'd like to mention about the Suffolk Wine Festival? It just sounds like such a great event.
Oh, it is.
We're
I
so
do think.
excited.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a first for Suffolk.
It's a first-time event.
It
Okay.
is, and we couldn't do it without the wonderful sponsors that we
Right,
have.
I did
Okay.
want to make sure.
Our presenting sponsors this year are First Team Automotive and Bon Secours Health Center at Harborview.
Okay.
And they stepped up in a very big way to be our presenting sponsor, and also Lipton Tea, who is our ticket sponsor.
Oh, great.
They've just leaps and bounds partnered with us, and they're very excited about this as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think the whole community has really embraced the wine festival, and that's what I think is going to just make it such a success.
Yeah, absolutely. It sounds like it. And now, can you go over the particulars again, the day, time, and again, how to get tickets?
Sure. It's April 25th, and it's from 11 to 5. Tastings will be from 11:30 to 4:30.
Okay.
And best way to get the tickets, Emily, would be the internet.
SuffolkWinefest.com, or one of our participating vendors are right here at Riverstone Chop House, Vintage Tavern, and Bon Vivant Wine Market on Route 17 in
Okay.
Governor's Point, our friends at the Suffolk Visitor Center, and then also Title Quest on North Main Street.
All right, it certainly sounds like people should buy their tickets early to make sure they lock in.
Yes,
a
it's going
space
to
for
be
themselves.
$35 in advance and $40 at the door.
Okay.
And so we definitely encourage people to get them in advance.
Okay,
Because I do think we will sell out.
It absolutely sounds
From
like
the
it.
response we've been getting.
Yeah,
Yes.
well, between the venue, the entertainment, and certainly the stuff you have on offer, because the cheese board sounds really kind of an excellent touch.
Yes.
We're so excited about that.
Absolutely. Well, you certainly heard it here, folks. Get your tickets now for the Suffolk Wine Festival. That's our show for today. Thanks for joining us, and definitely join us next time for On the Scene.